Jake Morrison sat in the back row of the large lecture hall, trying to stay awake. The classroom was huge, with seats that went up like stairs. Students from many different planets filled the room. Some had blue skin, others had tentacles instead of arms, and a few looked like giant insects. Jake was one of only 3 humans in the class. Professor Zixthel stood at the front of the room. He was tall and thin, with purple skin and 4 arms. His voice was deep and carried well through the room. Jake had been taking his xenobiology class for 2 months now, and he found it interesting most of the time. Today, we will talk about extinct civilizations, the professor said. He pressed a button on his desk, and a big screen came down from the ceiling. We will learn about species that destroyed themselves before they could join the galactic community. Jake opened his notebook and got ready to take notes. Lisa Cameron, his friend from back home, sat 2 rows ahead of him. She turned around and gave him a small wave. Jake waved back. They were both exchange students at Kepler University, which was famous across the galaxy for its science programs. The professor touched another button, and a picture appeared on the screen. It showed a blue and green planet with white clouds. Jake recognized it right away. It was Earth. "This is Earth," Professor Zixthel said. It was the home planet of a species called humans. They lived there for thousands of years, but they could not learn to live in peace. Jake felt confused. He looked at Lisa, who was also staring at the screen with a strange look on her face. "The humans were a violent species," the professor continued. "They fought wars constantly. They poisoned their air and water. They cut down their forests and killed their animals. In the end, they destroyed themselves about 50 years ago." A student with green skin and large eyes raised one of her 3 hands. "Professor, what made them so violent?" "Good question, Velena," the professor said. "Scientists believe humans had too much aggression in their nature. They could not control their anger. They also cared more about money and power than about working together." Jake felt his heart beating faster. This was not right. Earth was not destroyed. He lived there until he was 18 years old. His parents still lived there. He had video calls with them every week. "The humans tried to reach the stars," Professor Zixthel went on. "They built some small colonies on nearby planets. But when their home world died, the colonies failed too. They did not have enough people or resources to survive." More students asked questions. A bug-like student wanted to know about human technology. A student with tentacles asked about human culture. The professor answered all their questions, but everything he said was wrong. Humans are a perfect example of what happens when a species cannot overcome its violent nature, the professor said. They had intelligence, but they wasted it on fighting each other instead of building a better world. Jake could not stay quiet anymore. He raised his hand high in the air. "Yes, Jake?" the professor said, looking surprised. Jake rarely asked questions in class. "Professor, I think there is a mistake," Jake said. His voice shook a little. "Earth is not extinct. I am from Earth. My friend Lisa is too. We are both human." The room became very quiet. All the alien students turned to look at Jake. Lisa's face went pale. Professor Zixthel stared at Jake for a long moment. His purple skin turned darker, which Jake knew meant he was upset or confused. "That is impossible," the professor said slowly. "Humans died out decades ago. You must be mistaken about your species." "No, sir," Jake said, standing up. "I am definitely human. I grew up on Earth, in a city called Denver. My parents still live there. There are billions of people on Earth right now." The professor's 4 arms started moving in a nervous way. "Show me your identification card," he said. Jake pulled out his student ID card and walked down to the front of the room. He handed it to the professor. The card clearly said, "Species, Human, Homo sapiens. Professor Zixthel looked at the card, then at Jake, then back at the card. His skin turned even darker. This ... This cannot be right, he said. The Galactic database shows that humans are extinct. There must be an error in your records. There is no error, Jake said louder. I am from Earth. Lisa is from Earth. We are both human, and our planet is very much alive. Lisa stood up in her seat. Jake is right, Professor. We are both from Earth. I can prove it too. She pulled out her own ID card and held it up. The other students started talking to each other in worried voices. Some of them used their own languages, which Jake could not understand. But he could tell they were scared or confused. Professor. Zixthel touched a button on his desk. Security. I need you in Lecture Hall 7 right away. We have a situation. What kind of situation? Jake asked. I am just telling the truth. If you are really human, and if Earth is really still alive, then everything we know about your species is wrong, the professor said. This is much bigger than just a mistake in a database. Jake felt scared now. He had just wanted to correct wrong information. He did not understand why this was such a big problem. The doors to the lecture hall opened, and 3 security guards walked in. They were not human. One looked like a large gray rock that could walk. The other 2 had blue skin and carried strange devices that Jake guessed were weapons. Jake Morrison and Lisa Cameron, the rock-like guard said in a voice that sounded like grinding stone. You will come with us now. Why? Lisa asked, standing up. We have not done anything wrong. You have claimed to be members of an extinct species, the guard said. This requires investigation. Jake and Lisa looked at each other. They both felt afraid, but they also felt angry. They had not lied about anything. Fine, Jake said. But you will find out that we are telling the truth. Earth is alive, and so are all the humans living on it. As the guards led them out of the lecture hall, Jake heard the other students talking excitedly. Some of them seemed scared. Others seemed curious. Jake did not know it yet, but his simple correction of wrong information was about to change everything the galaxy thought they knew about humans. The truth was much more interesting and dangerous than anyone could imagine. The security guards took Jake and Lisa to a small white room with no windows. There were 2 chairs and a table, nothing else. The door locked behind them with a loud click. This is crazy, Lisa said, sitting down hard in one of the chairs. We just told the truth about where we come from. Jake paced back and forth in the small room. I do not understand why they think Earth is dead. My mom sent me a message yesterday. She told me about the new park they built in our neighborhood. My dad is probably watching his favorite TV show right now, Lisa said. It comes on at 8 o'clock Earth time every night. They waited for 2 hours before the door opened again. A tall alien walked in. He had smooth gray skin and large black eyes. His head was bigger than a human head, and he had very long fingers. I am Dean Morthick, he said. I run this university. We need to talk. Jake and Lisa looked at each other. The dean seemed nervous, which made them nervous too. Are we in trouble? Jake asked. That depends, Dean Morthick said. Tell me exactly where you were born. Denver. Colorado, on Earth, Jake said. I lived there until I was 18. Then I got accepted to this university. I am from Portland, Oregon, also on Earth, Lisa said. I grew up there with my parents and my little brother. Dean Morthick wrote notes on a small device. Describe your home planet. Jake thought for a moment. It has blue oceans and green land. There are big cities with millions of people. We have cars and planes and trains. There are about 8 billion humans living there. The weather is different in different places, Lisa added. It is hot in some places and cold in others. We have mountains and deserts and forests. What year did you leave Earth? The dean asked. 2 years ago, Jake said. In 2157. Dean Morthic's large eyes got even bigger. But our records say Earth was destroyed in 2109. That is 50 years ago. Your records are wrong, Lisa said. Earth is fine. Better than fine. Actually, we cleaned up the pollution and stopped most of the wars. The dean stood up and walked to the corner of the room. He spoke quietly into a small device. Jake and Lisa could not hear what he said, but they could tell he was upset. I am going to contact the Galactic Council, Dean Morthic said when he finished his call. They need to know about this immediately. Why is this such a big deal? Jake asked. So your database has wrong information. That happens sometimes. You do not understand, the dean said. If humans are not extinct, then many things we believe about the galaxy are wrong. The council made important decisions based on the belief that your species was gone. Before Jake or Lisa could ask more questions, the door opened again. A woman walked in. She had brown hair and brown eyes. She looked completely human. Hello, Jake and Lisa, she said. My name is Dr. Kate Sullivan. I teach physics here at the university. Jake stared at her. You are human too. Yes, I am, Dr. Sullivan said. And I have been teaching here for 3 years. Dean Morthic looked shocked. Dr. Sullivan? But your records say you are from the Centauri colony system. I lied about that, Dr. Sullivan said. I am from Earth, just like Jake and Lisa. I was born in Chicago. Why did you lie? Lisa asked. Dr. Sullivan sat down at the table. Because I was told to. 3 years ago, I was chosen to come here and study alien technology. I was told to keep my real background secret. Who told you to do that? Jake asked. The Earth government, Dr. Sullivan said. They have been sending humans to different planets for years. All of us were told we were from colony worlds that did not exist. Dean Morthic sat down heavily in his chair. How many humans are there in the galaxy? I do not know exactly, Dr. Sullivan said, but there are many of us. We are at universities, research centers, and government offices on dozens of planets. The door opened once more, and another alien walked in. This one was short and had green skin with silver patterns. He wore a uniform that Jake recognized as official Galactic Council clothing. I am Agent Valdrin, he said. I investigate unusual situations for the Council. I came here as soon as I heard about your claims. They are not claims, Jake said. They are facts. Agent Valdron sat down and pulled out a recording device. Tell me about your life on Earth. Start from the beginning. For the next hour, Jake and Lisa told their stories. They talked about their families, their schools, their neighborhoods. They described the foods they ate, the games they played, the movies they watched. They talked about Earth's governments, its technology, its culture. Dr. Sullivan added her own stories. She talked about her life as a scientist on Earth and about the secret mission that brought her to the university. Agent Valdron asked many questions. He wanted to know about Earth's population, its military, its technology. He asked about space travel and communication systems. Earth has faster than light travel, Dr. Sullivan said. We have had it for about 30 years. We can travel to other star systems easily. That is impossible, Agent Valdron said. Our best scientists say that only 6 species in the galaxy have that technology. Now it is 7, Jake said. Agent. Valdron stopped his recording. I need to contact the Council immediately. If what you are saying is true, then Earth is not just alive. It is advanced. What happens now? Lisa asked. Now we find out the truth, Agent Valdron said. The Council will send investigators to Earth. They will see if your planet really exists. Of course it exists, Jake said. But what if Earth does? Not want visitors? Agent Valdran looked at him strangely. What do you mean? I mean, what if Earth chose to stay hidden? Jake asked. What if there was a good reason for letting the galaxy think we were extinct? Dr. Sullivan nodded slowly. Jake is right. Earth must have hidden itself on purpose. The question is why. Agent Valdran stood up. The Council will decide what to do. You three will remain here until we know more. Are we prisoners? Lisa asked. You are. Protected, Agent Valdran said. If Earth is really alive, then you are very important people. The Council needs to keep you safe. After Agent Valdran left, Jake, Lisa, and Dr. Sullivan sat in silence for a while. Dr. Sullivan, Jake finally said, do you think Earth is in danger? Dr. Sullivan looked worried. I think Earth has been hiding for a reason. And I think that reason is about to become very important. What do you mean? Lisa asked. I mean that if Earth wanted to stay hidden, they probably will not be happy that we accidentally revealed ourselves, Dr. Sullivan said. Earth must have a plan for what to do if this happened. Jake felt scared and excited at the same time. What kind of plan? I do not know, Dr. Sullivan said. But I think we are about to find out. Outside the room, alarms began to sound. The three humans looked at each other with worry. Something big was happening, and they were right in the middle of it. The alarms kept ringing for 10 minutes. Then everything went quiet. Jake, Lisa, and Dr. Sullivan sat in their room, wondering what was happening. Maybe it is just a drill, Lisa said, but she did not sound like she believed it. No, Dr. Sullivan said. Something is wrong. Those alarms only ring when there is real danger. The door opened, and Dean Morthack rushed in. His gray skin was darker than before, which meant he was very upset. There is a ship, he said quickly. It appeared in orbit around our planet. Our sensors did not see it coming. What kind of ship? Jake asked. We do not know, the Dean said. It does not match any design in our databases. It is just ... there. Dr. Sullivan stood up. Is it trying to contact you? Yes, Dean Morthack said. They are asking for you three by name. They want Jake Morrison, Lisa Cameron, and Dr. Kate Sullivan returned to them immediately. Jake felt his heart start beating fast. Who are they? They say they are from Earth Defense Force, the Dean said. They claim you are Earth citizens who need to come home. Lisa grabbed Jake's arm. Earth Defense Force? I have never heard of that. Neither have I, Jake said. But if they are from Earth, maybe they can explain what is happening. Agent Valdran ran into the room. The ship is incredible, he said. It is only half the size of our defense station, but it is giving off more energy than our entire planet. Have you tried talking to them? Dr. Sullivan asked. We tried, Agent Valdran said, but they say they will only speak to Earth citizens. They want you three brought to them now. What? If we do not want to go? Jake asked. Then we have a problem, Agent Valdran said. Because they say they will take you anyway if we do not cooperate. The room shook suddenly. Not a little shake, but a big one that made everyone grab onto something for support. What was that? Lisa asked. Agent Valdran looked at his communication. Device. They are scanning our planet. The scan is so powerful it is causing earthquakes. Tell them to stop, Jake said. They are going to hurt people. We tried, Agent Valdran said. They said they will stop when you three are safely on their ship. Jake looked at Lisa and Dr. Sullivan. I think we should go. If they are really from Earth, we need to find out what is happening. Are you sure? Lisa asked. What if it is a trap? I do not think it is a trap, Dr. Sullivan said. I think Earth has been watching us this whole time. I think they knew this day would come. Dean. Morthek received a message on his device. They are sending a shuttle. It will be here in 5 minutes. Can we say goodbye to our friends? Jake asked. No time, Agent Valdron said. The Council is sending warships here. If they arrive before you leave, there might be fighting. The 3 humans followed Agent Valdron through the university hallways. Other students and teachers watched them go. Everyone looked scared and confused. They reached the landing pad just as a small ship came down from the sky. It was sleek and black with no visible weapons. It landed without making any noise. A door opened in the side of the ship. A man in a blue uniform stepped out. He had short brown hair and friendly eyes. He looked completely human. Jake Morrison, Lisa Cameron, Dr. Kate Sullivan, he said. I am Captain Ryan Torres. I am here to take you home. Home to Earth? Jake asked. Yes, Captain Torres said. Your mission here is complete. Earth needs you now. What mission? Lisa asked. We were just students. Captain Torres smiled. You were never just students. You are always part of Earth's plan. Get on the ship, and I will explain everything. The 3 humans looked at each other. They did not understand what was happening, but they felt like they had no choice. Will we be safe? Dr. Sullivan asked. You will be very safe, Captain Torres said. Earth protects its own. They walked up the ramp into the ship. Inside, it was clean and bright. There were comfortable seats and screens showing information about space around them. How did you find us so quickly? Jake asked as they sat down. We have been watching you the whole time, Captain Torres said. We knew exactly where you were and what you were doing. But why did you wait until now to contact us? Lisa asked Captain. Torres pressed some buttons, and the ship lifted off. Because now the galaxy knows that Earth is alive. That changes everything. Through the ship's windows, they could see the planet getting smaller below them. In the distance, Jake could see other ships approaching fast. Are those the warships Agent Valdron mentioned? Dr. Sullivan asked. Yes, Captain Torres said. The Galactic Council is scared. They do not know what to do about Earth. Why would they be scared? Jake asked. We are just humans. Captain Torres looked at him seriously. Jake, you have no idea what Earth has become in the last 50 years. You have no idea what humans are capable of. The ship moved faster, and soon they were in deep space. Captain Torres activated a communication system. This is Captain Torres, he said. I have the 3 Earth citizens. We are coming home. A woman's voice answered from the speakers. Understood, Captain. Admiral Parker wants to speak to them immediately. Who? Is Admiral Parker? Lisa asked. She is the head of Earth Defense Force, Captain Torres said. She is also the person who will explain to the galaxy why Earth chose to hide. Jake looked out the window at the stars. Captain, is Earth really as advanced as everyone seems to think? More advanced, Captain Torres said. Earth has been preparing for this day for 50 years. We knew that someday the galaxy would discover. We were alive. We wanted to be ready. Ready for what? Dr. Sullivan asked. Ready to defend ourselves, Captain Torres said. Ready to show the galaxy that humans are not the weak, violent species they think we are. The ship suddenly jumped to faster-than-light speed. Jake felt a strange sensation in his stomach. How fast are we going? He asked. Fast enough to reach Earth in 2 hours, Captain Torres said. We have very good engines. 2 hours? Lisa said, but it took us 3 days to get to the university from Earth. That was on a regular transport ship, Captain Torres said. This is a military vessel. We have much better technology. Jake began to understand that Earth was very different from what he remembered. Captain, what has Earth been doing for the last 50 years? Captain Torres looked at him with a small smile. Earth has been getting ready for war. Not because we want to fight, but because we want to make sure no one can force us to do anything we do not want to do. Are we going to fight the Galactic Council? Lisa asked. That depends on them, Captain Torres said. If they try to force Earth to join their system, then yes, we will fight. But we would rather find a peaceful solution. The ship flew through space toward Earth. Jake, Lisa, and Dr. Sullivan sat quietly, thinking about what they had learned. They were going home, but home was not the same place they had left. Captain, Dr. Sullivan said, how many humans are there in the galaxy? Right now? About 200, Captain Torres said. But that is about to change. Earth is calling everyone home. Jake looked out at the stars and wondered what Earth looked like now. He wondered if his parents were still the same people he remembered. Most of all, he wondered what would happen when Earth finally revealed itself to the galaxy. He had a feeling that everything was about to change. When Jake saw Earth again, he almost did not recognize it. The planet still had blue oceans and green land, but everything else was different. Huge space stations orbited around Earth like metal moons. Ships moved between them constantly, carrying people and supplies. It is beautiful, Lisa said, pressing her face against the window. It is also very well protected, Captain Torres said. Those space stations have enough weapons to destroy a small fleet. Jake counted at least 20 stations. When did Earth build all of this? We have been building for 50 years, Captain Torres said. Every year, we made our defenses stronger. We also built ships and trained soldiers. Why? Dr. Sullivan asked. Why did Earth think it would need to fight? Captain Torres looked sad. Because we learned what happens to species that the Galactic Council thinks are dangerous. They are either destroyed or forced to give up their freedom. The ship flew toward a space station that was bigger than the others. Jake could see hundreds of other ships docked there. Some were small like the one they were on. Others were huge, bigger than anything Jake had ever seen. Those are warships, Captain Torres said. Earth has been building them in secret for decades. How many ships does Earth have? Lisa asked. Enough, Captain Torres said. More than enough. They docked at the space station, and Captain Torres led them through busy corridors. Everywhere Jake looked, he saw humans in uniforms, working on computers and checking equipment. Everyone looked serious and focused. This way, Captain Torres said. Admiral Parker is waiting for you. They entered a large room with a huge screen on one wall. The screen showed a map of the galaxy with thousands of small lights on it. A woman in a blue uniform stood studying the map. She had gray hair and sharp eyes. Admiral Parker, Captain Torres said, I have brought the 3 Earth citizens. Admiral. Parker turned around. She smiled when she saw Jake, Lisa, and Dr. Sullivan. Welcome home. I know you have many questions. Yes, we do, Jake said. Starting with why Earth let the galaxy think we were extinct. Admiral Parker gestured for them to sit down. 50 years ago, Earth made contact with the Galactic Council. We were excited to meet other intelligent species. We wanted to be friends. What happened? Lisa asked. We learned that the Council does not like species that are too independent. Admiral Parker said, They told us that humans were too violent and too unpredictable. They said we needed to be controlled. Controlled how? Dr. Sullivan asked. They wanted to put limits on our population, Admiral Parker said. They wanted to control our technology and our government. They wanted to make sure we could never threaten other species. Jake felt angry, so Earth decided to hide instead. We decided to prepare, Admiral Parker said. We made it look like Earth was destroyed by wars and pollution. We stopped all communication with the galaxy. Then we spent 50 years getting ready for the day when we would reveal ourselves again. Getting ready for what? Lisa asked. Getting ready to defend our freedom, Admiral Parker said. We knew that someday the galaxy would discover we were alive. We wanted to be strong enough to negotiate as equals. Admiral Parker pressed a button, and the screen changed. Now it showed pictures of human settlements on other planets. We did not just hide on Earth, she said. We also built secret colonies on planets throughout the galaxy. We have been preparing for this day everywhere. How many colonies? Dr. Sullivan asked. 47, Admiral Parker said. Each one is hidden and well defended. The galaxy thinks those planets are empty. Jake stared at the screen. Earth has been planning this for 50 years? Yes, Admiral Parker said. We knew that humans scattered throughout the galaxy would eventually reveal themselves by accident. We have been waiting for that day. What happens now? Lisa asked Admiral. Parker smiled. Now we show the galaxy what humans are really capable of. She pressed another button, and the screen showed a live video feed. It was the Galactic Council meeting room, where representatives from hundreds of species were talking angrily. They are scared, Admiral Parker said. They do not know what to do about Earth. Some want to attack us. Others want to negotiate. Are we going to fight them? Jake asked. Only if they force us to, Admiral Parker said. But first, we are going to talk to them. We are going to explain the new reality. The screen changed again. Now it showed President Alex Carter, the leader of Earth's government. He was sitting at a desk, preparing to make a speech. He is going to address the entire galaxy, Admiral Parker said. Every planet, every species, every government will hear his message. What is he going to say? Lisa asked. He is going to tell them the truth, Admiral Parker said. All of it. President Carter looked directly into the camera. People of the galaxy, he said. My name is Alex Carter, and I am the President of Earth. For 50 years, you have believed that my planet and my people were extinct. Today, I am here to tell you that we are very much alive. Jake, Lisa, and Dr. Sullivan watched in amazement as President Carter continued his speech. 50 years ago, Earth chose to withdraw from galactic society, President Carter said. We did this because we learned that the Galactic Council wanted to control us. They wanted to limit our freedom and our growth. We decided that we would rather be free than be slaves. The screen split to show reactions from around the galaxy. Some aliens looked shocked. Others looked angry. A few looked scared. During these 50 years, Earth has grown and changed, President Carter said. We have ended poverty and hunger. We have cleaned our environment. We have built a unified world government. We have also built the strongest military in the galaxy. Is that true? Jake asked Admiral Parker. Completely true, she said. Earth now has technology that is 50 years ahead of most galactic civilizations. President Carter was still talking. We have also been watching the galaxy. We have had observers on your worlds, learning about your cultures and your governments. We wanted to understand you before we revealed ourselves. Observers like us, Dr. Sullivan said. Exactly, Admiral Parker said. Every human in the galaxy has been gathering information for Earth, but we did not know, Jake said. We thought we were just students. You were students, Admiral Parker said. But you were also intelligence agents. You were chosen because you were smart and because you could fit in with alien societies. President Carter's speech continued. Earth is now ready to rejoin galactic society. But we will do so as equals, not as subjects. We will not accept limits on our freedom or our growth. The screen showed more reactions. Some alien leaders were talking angrily to their advisors. Others were making phone calls. The Galactic Council has a choice, President Carter said. They can accept Earth as a free and equal partner, or they can try to force us to submit to their control. If they choose the second option, they will discover that Earth is not the weak, divided planet they remember. Are we really that strong? Lisa asked. Admiral Parker nodded. Our smallest warship is more powerful than their largest battleship. Our shields can stop their best weapons. Our sensors can see their ships from across the galaxy. How is that possible? Jake asked. 50 years of focused research and development, Admiral Parker said. When you have a whole planet working toward the same goal, you can accomplish amazing things. President Carter finished his speech. We hope for peace and cooperation, but we are prepared for war if necessary. The choice is yours, Galaxy. Choose wisely. The screen went dark. Admiral Parker turned to face Jake, Lisa, and Dr. Sullivan. Your mission is complete, she said. You have helped Earth return to the galaxy. Now we wait to see how the galaxy responds. What do you think they will do? Jake asked. Some will want to talk, Admiral Parker said. Others will want to fight. It depends on how scared they are. Are they right to be scared? Lisa asked. Admiral. Parker smiled. That depends on their intentions. If they come in peace, they have nothing to fear. If they come as conquerors, they will learn why Earth survived when they thought we were extinct. Jake looked out the window at the fleet of human warships. For the first time in his life, he felt truly proud to be human. Earth had not just survived. It had become something incredible. What happens next? He asked. Next, Admiral Parker said, we find out what humanity is really capable of. 3 days after President Carter's speech, the galaxy's response came. A massive fleet of warships appeared at the edge of Earth's solar system. There were over 300 ships from dozens of different species, all working together under the Galactic Council's command. Jake stood in the observation deck of the space station, watching the enemy fleet through a telescope. They are really going to attack us, he said quietly. They are going to try, Admiral Parker said. She stood beside him, calm and confident. But they do not know what they are facing. Lisa joined them at the window. How can we fight so many ships? Watch and learn, Admiral Parker said. She spoke into her communication device. All defense stations, prepare for battle. All ships, take your positions. Jake looked around the solar system and gasped. Suddenly, there were ships everywhere. They seemed to appear out of nowhere, like they had been invisible before. Where did they all come from? He asked. They were always there, Admiral Parker said. We have stealth technology that makes our ships completely invisible to enemy sensors. The enemy fleet began moving toward Earth. Their ships were big and impressive, but Jake could see that they moved slowly and awkwardly. Fleet Admiral Kexanoth is commanding them, Admiral Parker said. He is a good soldier, but he thinks like soldiers from 100 years ago. He believes that bigger ships and more weapons always win. Do they not? Dr. Sullivan asked. Not anymore, Admiral Parker said. Modern space combat is about speed, intelligence, and technology. Size does not matter as much as it used to. A voice came over the communication system. This is Fleet Admiral Kexanoth of the Galactic Council. Earth will surrender immediately and submit to Council authority. You have 1 hour to comply. Admiral. Parker picked up a communication device. This is Admiral Parker of Earth Defense Force. We decline your demand. Earth is a free planet and will remain free. Then you will be destroyed, Admiral Kexanoth said. We have over 300 ships and millions of soldiers. You cannot win. We have something better than numbers, Admiral Parker said. We have better technology and better training. Last chance to withdraw peacefully. The communication ended. Admiral Parker turned to Jake, Lisa, and Dr. Sullivan. You are about to see why Earth spent 50 years preparing for this moment. The enemy fleet spread out and began firing their weapons. Bright beams of energy shot across space toward Earth's defenses. But something amazing happened. The energy beams hit invisible barriers and scattered harmlessly in all directions. Our shields are absorbing their weapons, Admiral Parker explained. Their energy is actually making our shields stronger. How is that possible? Jake asked. 50 years of research, Admiral Parker said. We learned how to turn enemy attacks into power for our own systems. Suddenly, human ships began appearing all around the enemy fleet. They moved incredibly fast, darting between the large alien warships like small fish swimming around whales. Attack Pattern 7, Admiral Parker said into her device. Disable their engines, but do not destroy them. We want prisoners, not corpses. The human ships fired small, precise weapons. Each shot hit exactly where it was aimed. Within minutes, dozens of enemy ships were floating helplessly in space, their engines destroyed. This is impossible. Admiral Kexanoff's voice came over the communication system. How are your ships so fast? We learned from the best teachers, Admiral Parker replied. 50 years of watching galactic combat tactics taught us everything we needed to know. The battle continued, but it was not really a battle. It was more like a training exercise. The human ships moved perfectly, working together like they shared one mind. They disabled enemy weapons, destroyed enemy engines, and captured enemy ships without losing a single vessel. How are our pilots so good? Lisa asked. Virtual reality training, Admiral Parker said. Every human pilot has fought this exact battle 1,000 times in simulation. They know every move the enemy will make before the enemy makes it. Within 2 hours, the entire enemy fleet was either captured or running away. Admiral Kexanoff's flagship was surrounded by human ships, its weapons and engines completely destroyed. This is Admiral Parker, she said over the communication system. Fleet Admiral Kexanoff, you are now our prisoner. Your fleet is defeated. Do you wish to discuss surrender terms? There was a long pause before Admiral Kexanoff replied. How did you defeat us so easily? Because Earth had 50 years to study your tactics and develop countermeasures, Admiral Parker said. Because we built our entire military around defeating exactly this kind of attack. What happens to my crew? Admiral Kexanoff asked. They will be treated well, Admiral Parker said. Earth does not harm prisoners. We will give them medical care and comfortable quarters until this situation is resolved. Dr. Matt Cooper's voice came over the communication system. He was Earth's chief scientist. Admiral Kexanoff, this is Dr. Cooper. I am sending medical ships to help your wounded soldiers. We do not want anyone to die today. Jake watched as small human ships flew to the disabled alien vessels. We are helping them? Of course, Admiral Parker said. Earth is not cruel. We defend ourselves, but we do not enjoy causing suffering. This is unexpected, Admiral Kexanoff said over the communication system. Why are you helping us after we attacked you? Because that is who humans are, Admiral Parker said. We fight when we must, but we prefer to heal and help. Over the next few hours, human medical teams rescued thousands of alien soldiers from damaged ships. Human engineers repaired life support systems and provided food and water. The aliens who had come to conquer Earth were instead being saved by Earth. I do not understand, Admiral Kexanoff said during a video call with Admiral Parker. We came to destroy you. Why are you being kind to us? Because kindness is strength, Admiral Parker said. Because showing mercy to defeated enemies is what? Separates civilization from barbarism. The next day, a new ship arrived at Earth. It was smaller than the warships, but it carried important passengers. Ambassador Helen Wright, Earth's first official representative to the galaxy, was ready to begin negotiations. Jake, Lisa, and Dr. Sullivan watched as Ambassador Wright's ship flew toward the Galactic Council's diplomatic vessel. What will she tell them? Jake asked. The truth, Admiral Parker said. That Earth wants to be part of galactic civilization, but only as an equal partner. The negotiations lasted for 3 days. Jake and his friends followed the news reports, learning about the discussions between Earth and the galaxy's leaders. Earth is offering to share some technology, Lisa said, reading from her tablet. Medical advances and environmental cleanup techniques. But not military technology, Dr. Sullivan noted. Earth is keeping its weapons secret. Smart, Jake said. That way, we can defend ourselves if anyone tries to attack us again. On the 4th day, Ambassador Wright returned to Earth with good news. The Galactic Council had agreed to accept Earth as a full member with equal rights. No limits would be placed on human population, technology, or government. They really had no choice, Admiral Parker explained. We proved that we are too strong to be controlled and too kind to be feared. A month later, Jake and Lisa returned to Kepler University. But everything was different now. They wore their human identity proudly, and Professor Zixthel had completely rewritten his course materials. Today we will study human resilience, Professor Zixthel said to his class. Humans are the only species in galactic history to successfully fake their own extinction and then return stronger than ever. Jake raised his hand. Professor, what made humans different from other species? Professor Zixthel's skin turned a thoughtful blue color. Humans had something that most species lose. When they become advanced, the ability to work together for long-term goals. Most species become selfish and divided when they develop technology. Humans became more united. Is that why Earth was able to stay hidden for 50 years? Lisa asked. Exactly, Professor Zixthel said. It takes incredible cooperation to fool an entire galaxy for half a century. It takes even more cooperation to build a military that can defeat the galaxy's combined forces. After class, Jake and Lisa walked across the campus. Alien students who had once ignored them now wanted to be their friends. Everyone was curious about Earth and human culture. Do you think Earth made the right choice? Lisa asked. Yes, Jake said. Earth showed the galaxy that humans cannot be controlled or conquered. But we also showed that we do not want to control or conquer anyone else. What happens next? Lisa asked. Jake looked up at the sky, where he could see Earth's stars shining in the distance. Next, humans take their place among the stars. Not as conquerors, not as subjects, but as equals. And we get to be part of it, Lisa said. We were always part of it, Jake said. We just did not know it. As they walked, Jake thought about his journey from confused student to proud human representative. He had learned that Earth was not the weak, divided planet the galaxy thought it was. Earth was something much more impressive, a world that had overcome its problems and become strong through unity and wisdom. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again, and humans would never again have to hide what they were capable of. Achieving. Jake smiled as he walked toward his next class. He was human, and he was proud of it. The galaxy was a much more interesting place now that humanity had R.